Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ainur Gunna and I'm from English Education Department, Class A. And now I will complete my assignment from Psycholinguistic for Language Teacher. So, the first one, my language in the linguistic perspective. I will explain about the language in linguistic perspective. The linguist perspectives sees language as a system of symbol used for communication, governed by specific rules and structures. Linguistics analyze the form and function of language, breaking it down into elements like phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics. Linguistics primarily focuses on the systematic structures of language, emphasizing how these components interact to form meaning. In this view, language is treated as an objective system, separate from the mind's internal processes, which is studied for its rules, variations, and social uses. Next one, language in the psycholinguistics perspective. Alright, from a psycholinguistic perspective, as explained by Dr. Kahardin, language is closely tied to mental and cognitive processes. It is not just a set of rules and structures, but a tool the brain uses to communicate thoughts and ideas. Psycholinguistics examines how individuals understand, produce, and acquire language, focusing on the mental operation involved in these processes. It looks at language as an internal cognitive system that interacts with other cognitive abilities like memory and perception. How this approach links language uses the brain's processing mechanism, making it a more dynamic and psychological approach compared to pure linguistics. Next, third question, psycholinguistics perspective in terms of first language production. So Dr. Kahardin's books discuss language production as the mental process where ideas and thoughts are transformed into speech or writing. It involves several stages, from conceptualizing what one wants to say, selecting appropriate words like lexical access, forming sentences or syntax, and finally articulating them. The book highlights the cognitive efforts involved in these steps and how understanding these processes can help language teachers create strategies to assist learners in producing language more efficiently. Next, language perception. Language perception, according to Dr. Kahardin's, refers to how learners process and understand spoken or written language. This process involves decoding sounds or written symbols and interpreting meaning from them. Perception includes recognizing speech sounds or phonetics, understanding words or lexicon, and interpreting sentences or syntax and semantics. How language learners need to develop strong perceptual abilities to comprehend language input effectively, especially in the second language context. The next one is language acquisition. So, language acquisition as the process through which individuals learn their first or second language. It explains that language acquisition involves cognitive mechanisms that allow learners to internalize new language structures, vocabulary, and rules. The book emphasizes that psycholinguistic theories, such as the role of input and interaction, are crucial for understanding how learners acquire language. For educators, understanding how students acquire language can lead to more effective teaching strategies that support language development. Next, I will explain about the differences and the sameness of the three language uses. For the differences, the first one about language production focuses on the speaker's mental processes of generating language input from conceptualization to articulation. And on the other hand, language perception is about how a listener or reader decodes and understands incoming language input. And then for language acquisition refers to developmental process of learning a new language, either as a first or second language. This is more about growth and internalization over time rather than real-time processing like production or perception. So I will explain about the sameness. The first one, all three processes, production, perception, and acquisition, are connected through cognitive mechanisms. They involve memory, attention, and mental effort. The next sameness is each process is essential for effective communication. Strong language acquisition supports better language production and perception as the learner develops more linguistic knowledge to use in real time. And the next sameness, they are part of the broader psycholinguistic framework that Dr. Kaharudin emphasizes in his book, which focuses on how understanding these processes helps in designing more effective language teaching approaches. So that's all my explanation in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.